don't mind me with the music.
Peter,
That's just my vibes this morning.
you're just trying to drown out my Brazil song.
Just whoa.
You're a heater.
Yeah, who won the game last night?
Look at Prezi face, you could tell.
Alonso.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I don't
Alonso.
know. My
All I
bad,
can
my
say
bad. Sorry,
is,
I didn't know.
listen, the world is still intact, so you know New York won. And they
Okay,
won in the
all right.
most
Hey,
spectacular fashion. They was down like 40 and come back. The
eh?
largest comeback win
Come
in
back.
NBA history. Coupled with
Serious?
the greatest putback finish I think I ever see in my life.
Oh man, so today's a good day to watch sports then. Sports
Oh yeah,
news.
Mexico and I think South Africa playing today too. They will come.
Yeah, today World Cup
So a
starts
good
today.
is a good thing. Shari morning. Um I think we had to look out for Captain Rambharat when he comes. Yeah, it's a good day for a good week for sports.
Yeah, good week for
56
sports.
people got arrested in New York City for mashing up the place after. I don't understand.
Serious?
All you win and all you mashing up the place. So what happen if all you lose, boy?
So the next game is in New York then.
Next game is where, boy? He was in
Had to be
San
New York
Antonio
because the
because they
last.
played the first two,
Yeah.
second two. I think they are one in San Antonio. Did they come back
Good
to New York
morning.
after? Good morning.
Morning.
Let's see what the next game is. I forget how the format is.
Yeah, I was busy last night, man. I get time to catch anything. Then I went on later and that was it.
KKK. All right, let's see. VHS RT has joined. Let me see if we can get them up. Folks, good morning. Prezi, everybody, good morning.
Good morning.
I don't think anybody will be surprised. We put it out there. We put the information out that we have a special interview this morning. So we just waiting on our guys. We actually told them 11 o'clock, but if he can come in earlier, we will be happy to receive.
I see somebody call. Fan of the agent. Good morning. So we see them here.
Good morning.
Come up.
Let me see. No,
anything else? Anything else in the news? Sensei, I didn't see any.
The news, actually, I didn't get the Guardian this morning. I went into Barbados news, and Barbados is, as a national effort, they're working on healthcare. There seems to be some national campaign geared towards making sure their citizens are healthy. I'm trying to bring up our guests, so.
Yeah, they're coming up here now.
There you go. Good morning. Is that Captain Rambharat?
You know the one thing I admire about the way our Barbados run the government? You know, you really don't know. The only person you really know is the Prime Minister and her leadership qualities and the way she execute is very impressive.
Yeah,
you don't hear no kind of bacchanal. You don't hear nothing about the opposition. It seems like, I'm sure they do, but you know what I'm saying?
They probably have, but they just don't put it like they don't highlight it like, you know?
Yeah, it's very.
They can't tell me everybody in Barbados is along.
Yeah, they don't air the dirty laundry in public.
Yep, there you go. That's it.
You know,
Let me see.
So it is good. I want to make sure Captain Rambharat I hope he can put his camera
on video.
Hope he can put his camera on and the audio good. Good news. The young lady that was missing yesterday actually was found okay, alive and well. That last I saw. That's correct. I think KK, you posted it.
What's that?
Then they
Yeah,
said
I think so.
yeah,
Yeah,
the young lady,
on my Facebook. Yeah,
the young
Yeah.
lady was found
yeah,
unharmed. Well, she's alive. You know,
yeah.
that's the most important thing. Uh, yeah. Um,
Let me
and I think that was it. It's just that's the big stories right now.
let me mind on.
The big stories is
There
the
he
next
is.
thing. I see we have Captain Rambharat here. We'll put him in the hot seat one time. Aha.
How are you
Right.
doing?
Morning, sir.
We're not getting your oil. We're not getting your oil.
We should be good, you know. Kind of freeze for a little bit there. All right, now you good, you know. Right.
Yeah. How's your audio?
Morning, sir.
We're not hearing him. We're not hearing. I'm not sure if he's hearing us.
Can you hear us? Good, man.
I don't think so.
Let's see. Probably working on
Right.
something. While we work on it, then we'll put him back up on your hot seat. Um,
Check.
that's on the agenda. Let's see. Right. Look like you. Captain Rambharat, can you hear us, sir? I wonder if you're hearing properly, boy. Can you hear us?
Good morning. Good
Good
morning to
morning.
you.
All right.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Good morning. We hear you.
I'm hearing, but it's cracking up a bit.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that.
Don't about that.
I wonder
Are
if
you hearing me clearly?
we hearing you clearly, loud and clear actually. Loud and clear. And we have
very good.
fingers and toes crossed that we can get on with our discussion
All right.
without. Right, there you go.
There you go.
Captain Rambharat, have you on our little forum. You would see on your screen to my left, you would have well, we call him affectionately President Rezi. I am known on this forum as Sensei, and we have Alonso, Nikita, sponsor to take the conversation forward, let me first of all thank you on behalf of the entire team and for I have to say Trinidad and for the service that your team contributes to our nation. I know that the Hunters Search and Rescue team is still young, very young. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit about those early days, the foundation. Where did it all start? Captain?
Yeah, so first of all, I am Vallence Rambharat, the leader of Hunters Search and Rescue Team, and I just want to tell you guys that this is my first TikTok live. I am 62, going on
Yes,
age 62 years old. I try to keep up with the technology, but we have young people on our team who take care of our social media platforms, and we always incorporate the youth. They work full time. Sometimes they don't have the ability to get out on field searches. But that whole communication platform is really their portfolio. And I just want to thank them this morning for setting me up. And just to answer your question, yesterday was a young lady's birthday.
Right.
She was murdered in February of 2021. Yes, yesterday was a young lady's heavenly birthday. And in February 2021, she was found murdered in the heights of Aripo in Trinidad. her name Andrea Barrett. Now, as a hunter, I was sitting at home and looking on at the police station, the forest in the Sandy Grande district, and I placed a call to the then Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith,
Mm.
you know, indicating to him that hunters are the best person. We know the forest, we know how to track, and we could locate things. And he agreed, and we met at the police station in Sandy Grande at 6 a.m. the next morning. And
Mm.
that really started the birth of this team. We searched for 3 days until her body was found. And the guys asked, sorry, I shouldn't say guys because we do have females, and we had two females present with us on that day. And, we agreed we'd go forward with this. We had no idea what form of fashion it would take. And so it was a steep learning curve over the last 5 years. It's a voluntary organization. We now have 39 volunteers throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And this service that we provide is free of charge, and we consider it to be God's work, and we simply go about assisting families whose loved ones were missing. We had no idea that it would have snowballed into an organization that is now a household name in Trinidad and Tobago, and the go-to organization when persons go missing. All of our efforts, we also work alongside the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, and Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, as well as the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, because we do handle drownings and persons who get difficulty while bathing. And so we have a search function in the team as well as a rescue function. And that really is the birth of the team. And again, I want to say we didn't know it would have snowballed, but we upped the task, and we continue to, reach out and try to assist families whose loved ones go missing. Just want to tell you, yesterday, we had a Rambharat, that case came to us.
Yes.
And I want to say this. There seems to be a heightened police um, intervention since maybe Angelo Tobias Plaza went missing in Tobago. There seems to be, because immediately the Costa West Senior Superintendent Guy Allen was on the phone with me. She wanted the father's contact number, and then you have Corporal Anwar's can from Vallence Police Station providing critical information in terms
Yeah.
of, the whole genesis of her going missing. And I was able to share all that information with the police. So when she did get to the Tanakuna police station, the police there had adequate information to interview her. I don't know what was the result. I didn't speak to the father because, again, I don't know if you all know we do wildlife rescue. So late last night at midnight,
Oh.
we went to our home. The gentleman had bulletproof one section of his house, and we were able to free 3 banners there. I got home probably at about 1 a.m. So
Oh.
and even so, while that was being done, the part of the team was at Andrea Barrett's relatives' memorial for her yesterday. So it's a very versatile team. I am just the face of the team as the leader, but the team is very versatile. We able to split the team up in various sections to handle different
Nice.
things.
Nice. Captain, if I may,
And I've
I just
said
want
it.
I just want to tell you, I regard you as a national hero. I don't know if anybody else get our vibes, but I see you as a hero. I don't, maybe you don't seem like you want to accept that, or you don't give that kind of, but that's the way I view you. Because you are doing God's work. You and your team are doing God's work. But my one burning question in my mind when it comes to this whole thing is, um, you see, like how you said for Andrea Barrett, it took like 3 days to retrieve her body, and this kind of thing. What is there to be said about the people that perpetrate these crimes? Because if it taken you guys, the professionals, y'all are like bushmen, y'all know how to navigate these spaces. What is there to be said about the guys that and whoever perpetrate? these kind of crimes.
Hmm.
You see,
I lost you there for a while.
you lost my
I
friend.
heard on top until you know you all are bushmen and you know how to
Yeah,
navigate.
yeah. What is there? What can we say about the people who perpetrate these kind of crimes and they use these forested areas and thing to, you know, dispose of bodies and stuff? What is there to be said about those people?
All right. So if you asking me to actually get into the heads of the perpetrators, I would want to say this.
Hmm.
All societies, you have different behavioral patterns and persons who commit these heinous crimes. Some of them have no conscience whatsoever. And what
Mm,
they do is that they don't even have respect for the victims. In most cases, they would just try to find a remote location and toss the bodies just to the side of the road. Some of them will try to throw them in ponds and rivers and over some of the precipices in Trinidad and Tobago. Some of them will just burn them in a vehicle and leave them. So it's really persons who have a calculated mind. I would think it's a precondition in their behavioral pattern and they commit these crimes. For instance, if you look at the issue with Mercedes Lane, whose body was found, who was abducted and her body found in Erin just a few days ago. The gentleman picked her up in a PH car. He drove, he actually turned into the Lucille road in which her home was located. He reversed and continued on his route, right? What mindset he had? Why did he turn into Lucille road? Did he turn there to drop her home and then change his mind after a few seconds? What caused him to change his mind? Was it
mm,
an immediate something that came across him to say, all right, let me go and violate this child and murder this guy? Was it a premeditated? I don't think it was. If it was premeditated, it would not have been for long because he actually drove that car into the road to drop her home and turn and reverse. And so really what we're facing here is really a behavioral issue. And what we urge people to do, and groups like yours and your life, is to impress upon persons they need to have a behavioral change, and behavioral change comes with education. And so I am happy to be on this program because you all have a professional program where information is disseminated. And the more we disseminate information, the more persons will listen to and say, listen, let's take stock of my family. Let's go to church.
yes,
Let's spread the word. Let's go
yes,
to our schools, spread the word. Let's go to the community center. Let's spread the word. That Trinidad
yes,
and Tobago must not tolerate this type of behavior at all.
yeah,
True, true.
that's
We're,
so true.
we are, June is mental health. Just a second, huh? We are in
Mhm.
June, Mental Health Month. How and you mentioned that your team, the team is 39 strong. How do you look after the mental health of your team members going into these scenarios and coming out and probably debriefing? How do you deal with that?
I am happy you raised that. I will tell you what I did a couple of days ago. I ventured to the North Central Regional Health Authority headquarters in Mount Hope Hospital, hoping to speak to the CEO, the Chief
Right.
Executive Officer. And that trip came as a result of some discussions in our comment section of our social media where people were asking how were we coping. And it suddenly dawned upon me that, you know what, probably as the leader of the team, I am taking our team members' mental health for granted. I've made an assumption because the guys would say, Oh, Captain, we okay. We fine with that, you know. I'm comfortable with this situation. It would be for like 10 or 12 of us who are frontline members and some of the top line switchers in the team. I will tell you how I cope with it. I do not go to view anybody. I will spot from far, or if I detect something, I will call up the other guys and say, guys, go check that. The team, my teammates know me well, right? But I have seen bodies,
Mm,
and it affects me. I do not want to see the body of a child. I will break down. And
mm,
sometimes it's hard to go on cam and report that a body was found right after. It's difficult. I have to compose myself. I have to, change, quickly, pivot quickly and say, okay, let me get this news out. And the thing about it is, I made an assumption that things were fine, but based on all those comments, I visited the Mount Hope Hospital seeking assistance. I also planned to reach out to the victims unit in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and I know I will get assistance there. And so I need for our team members to interact with these mental health specialists and let them speak about the experience. And so these specialists will be able to assist our members in terms of how to cope with it.
Thank you.
mm.
Thank you. Prezi or Ms.
No,
Fonsize, you
font
had a
size, font
question?
size has a question.
Well, the thing is, when we get a distress call, we visit the family's home. That's our first thing, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes not everything is said on the telephone, and we can't get a complete picture. But it's only when we get to the family's home we could get a complete picture of the background story. And yes, it involves trust. And I think one of the things people, families do is that I think it's easier for them to relate to us because we're very easygoing. We don't investigate the circumstances. We listen and we pick up things, and we wouldn't go questioning them too much. Once we get a picture, we're fine with that. So we're not investigators, right? We are just there to collate information. And so immediately there is a trust. They confide in us. I don't think the police service has that comfort when they visit families. Families probably apprehensive. They don't know if they should say everything, and they don't. Families probably don't realize that the police is there to help as well. But with us, that confidentiality is built from the minute we speak to them, and that helps us a lot. To undertake a mission to try to achieve closure for that family. I want to mention this before we get the next question,
Mm-hmm.
and this is very important. This is very important. Almost every case, we indicate to the families that we're there to help, and once a discovery is made, we place a call to the family. We may interact with them if they come on site, and after that is finished, they never see us again. We leave the family to mourn. We leave them to do what they need to do. And so we have this saying amongst the team. We come, we help you, and we leave like ninjas, and we leave you alone. And to me, that is a good quality. They always reach out to us on the phone, but we always say, hey, listen, healing has to start. Healing has to start within the family. You all go ahead, have your conversations, and deal with it. Um, you know, many of our families, almost 90% of our families, are not from any good finance, doesn't have a good financial background. When we get to a scene, we don't even ask for a single bottle of water. We go fully prepared, and we do not accept anything from the family.
Mm, mm. So,
It doesn't mean to say they wouldn't cook a meal, and we
Right.
will eat from
That,
it, but we don't
yeah,
ask.
you don't ask for it.
Okay.
So go ahead, Sensi. Go ahead, Sensi.
Well, consideration of the size of the team. I understand that there are different divisions, people, different areas of responsibility. Could you tell us more about how the team is divided, and secondly, in terms of training, what type of training does with or orientation do your new members go through to make sure that their work and their contribution is up to standard?
Excellent question. And training is very, very important. And one of the things we say to families when we meet with them is that we are certified. Every
Mm-hmm.
single member of Hunter's Search and Rescue Team is now internationally certified in wilderness risk management, which includes the searching aspect as well as the rescue aspect of our operations. We could conduct rescues and we could search any wilderness in Trinidad and Tobago. And because it's international certification, I guess, any part of the world. Now, so for the older members, we went through recertification in January of 2026, and for the new members, they went through their first certification course in January as well. It costs a lot, but we emphasize that the training is important. The other aspect is when we have new recruits, they have to spend 6 months with us and come on missions, and we do training with them as well. How to handle a cutlass, what type of boots to wear, how to handle ropes, how to handle your equipment, and we do that in-house training with them, and so they're able to learn from us. As I said, we have frontline searchers who will always be at the forefront of these searches, and those who are new and those who are less experienced will always hold it back. The other thing is that people see us out on the field and they don't understand the supply chain, right? Every member has an input, right? When you're out there, we heading down to do a rescue. Um, Frontline members will head down there. Other members will follow with other things, refreshments, food, equipment, and those things will be coming as we try to reach to the scene and get started. So it's a whole supply chain we have to have in place, and additionally, each member has an important role to play, whether it's communication, whether it's in searching, whether it's in being providing backup support. Everybody has a role to play.
Nice. Um, that's good, man.
Thank you, sir.
That's good.
All right. So when yeah. So all right. All right. So when we started, we were generally self-funded. Members will fund the operations out of their pocket. We'll get meals ourselves, pool money, pool resources. But as we grew, we had sponsors coming on board. For example, we had KFC providing us with meals and switches, and we have other persons who are quiet sponsors of the team, and they will come on board. There are some of us on the team who need no financial resources. We fund our own selves and help fund the others. But you raise a good point. With the large amount of members we have now, getting equipment, getting good high quality equipment is very expensive. So we always on the lookout for sponsors, corporate help, to try and get our equipment in order. Let's take, for instance, something like our roof. We use high quality roofs, right? But they have a lifetime, and that could probably. We went to Bigo in the Angelo Tobias
Mhm.
Plaza search, right, for the missing 2-year-old boy. And our ropes,
Mm-hmm.
it took a pounding on those cliffs. And
Oh.
after we were finished, and we looked at the ropes, they needed some of those ropes. We have to look at them and see, we have to replace them. Just to replace ropes on for our team is upwards of $20,000. Things like boots, gloves, cell phones. Let me tell you something with cell phones. When you're on a search,
Mm-hmm.
some members' cell phones are destroyed. Sometimes you're crossing a river, you happen to skid and fall on a rock and you fall down inside the water. The person, the member is safe, but his phone would have been spoiled. And GPS, all these things. I spoke on a program last night. Currently, let's look at Tobago, the Tobago situation. Instead of getting divers to go into the water, the technology exists for sonar equipment, right?
Yeah.
That's a direction we have to go into to acquire high quality drones, which is part of our operation. Those have a lifetime, batteries have a lifetime, and we continuously have to replace equipment. We've opened a GoFundMe account. I don't know if we have any members on the live. I send them the link. And if any member of our team is on the live, they could probably, inbox the GoFundMe, saying, I could send it to
You
you
can always
after the
WhatsApp
program,
me.
Salandi.
Yeah, yeah. You could WhatsApp me. That's right. Correct. Right.
Uh, yeah,
Go ahead,
sorry.
President. Go ahead.
No, it was going right into my next question would have been like, how can the everyday man help out? Is it that um you're actively recruit? Are you actively recruiting more volunteers, or how could the normal person on the street help, or get involved?
Yes, we have to recruit more as we go along, and I'll tell you based on what, right? For instance, we have two in Tobago, Kester, Jerry, and Verena Uhart. We have to increase our members in Tobago and their locations. You know what we had to do recently? We were several times down in the Cacas area, right?
Yeah.
And based on our searches down there, we were able to spot two persons who had great capabilities, and we've recruited them. So as we move from mission to different parts of the country, and we could spot somebody who could, assist us, or even if somebody asks us to become a volunteer, we look at it. But what is important really is your location, because take for example. Southeast Trinidad. We have 5 capable persons there, really, who could cover the region. And I will not recruit somebody there, but try to recruit somebody elsewhere. We need recruits in the East-West corridor because of the density of the population. At the end of the day, you want one from Barataria, you want one for Kirep, you want one for Tunapuna, you want one for Arima, you need, and Mova, and not, yeah, if you want Mova, you need one for Digger Martin. We already have two in Digger Martin. We have one in the St. James area. We always on the we
Mhm.
always need recruits. But at the same time, however, you have to have recruits that you can manage as well. So you don't want the organization to become too unwieldy. More managers will have to come on board to manage more recruits, and more recruits mean more resources.
Indeed. Indeed. Captain Rambharat, if I may ask, what is your background like? What's your professional background? And secondly, what are some of the perhaps the statistics on the success stories about the Hunter Search and Rescue so far, maybe even for the year or in its total existence? Do you have those types of figures?
Yeah, we collect our information and we pay meticulous attention to our data. Our data is
Right.
sought by agencies throughout Trinidad and Tobago, including the members of the media. I don't know if you asked my background. Did you ask that question at
Yes,
the
yes.
start of the question?
Yeah, we want to learn a little bit about you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just let All right, let me just deal with that. I'm a retired career educator, teacher, principal, retired school supervisor, and
Wow.
that brought me in contact with children of all ages, class, and creed, and so that love for children is inherent in me, and that's why the team will tell you once a child is involved, I don't hesitate. I drop everything and rush and as my other teammates as well. So that's my background. And in terms of the statistics, we don't have statistics prior to 2021, but 2021 was a COVID year. And in 2022, missing persons report was up to like 600 reports we got of missing persons in Trinidad and Tobago. So too in a small reduction in 2023, and we started to see some major reduction in 2024, 2025, and 2026. Currently for 2025, our figure is 380 reports, and I'll tell you why. 38% of missing persons in Trinidad and Tobago comprise runaway teenage females. All right, that's a worldwide problem, and we have it here in Trinidad and Tobago. But what you see now is that once a female juvenile goes missing, the poster goes up, and I think that poster going up right away is really a deterrent for them to run away, and we feel strongly about that. So we're seeing a reduction. It used to be like everyday event to receive reports of missing teenagers, female teenagers, but we're seeing a reduction in that. But I would tell you this: over the 5-year period, we would have assisted more than 150 families in recovering their unalive dead ones. Really. And trust me when I tell you, in majority of those cases, those bodies would not have been recovered had it not been for the input of Hunter's search and rescue team. It's a skill we possess, and what we've done is transfer the hunting skills to search skills, and I think we're excellent in it. There's no other group in Trinidad and Tobago that has that skill set. Um, Police are not searchers, they are investigators. And they have issues going into the forest. We're able to work within the environment because we understand the environment. We understand the terrain, we understand the dangers, we understand the risk. And because of our training, we're able to manage the risks. And and so we apply our skills diligently when we go out on searches. That is why we have a remarkable uh, success rate in
Success
recovering
rate.
bodies.
Right.
Somebody in the comments asking, and I want to apologize for the audio issues we haven't for like a week now. People in the comments haven't been hearing like us in the gallery. It's not. I do think it's on our end. I think this is a TikTok thing, so I want to apologize. Matthew was asking, how do y'all deal with having to like give up on a search when you did everything, you exhausted every effort, and the person is just not there. How does that go? And you also have
When
somebody
we, in terms
you also
of
have somebody
finding
thanking you.
bodies,
They said
we,
their
we
grandson is
we've
back
done
with them
searches
because of
of
your efforts. Right? Safely. Sorry about that. Yes.
well, thanks very much. You were much appreciated, to the commentary people. We have searched up to 8 days for a missing person without success. And most of the times, we don't achieve closure for families is because the ground information or the information we're working with would have been inaccurate. But once the information is accurate, we get out there. So we have the ability to conduct searches over 3, 4, 5 day period. And what we do is that we have the ability to camp out and to set out our camps at various locations and move from there. Sometimes, we have members at certain locations, we could sleep by them and, just return quickly to the scene next morning. I want to share a story with you. I think I have a couple of, maybe last month we received a distress call, a 74-year-old gentleman. You know about digging yams in Trinidad, right? So you would have taken a cutlass, his 2 dogs, his crocus bag, and he went behind the house to dig some yams. 74 years, and and he didn't return home. We only received the report on the evening of the second day that he was missing. We were down in Faizabad like very early on the third morning, and we searched for the entire day. We got his glasses on the third day, and no sign of him. And on the fourth morning, we were there. We returned very early the morning. We had, in terms of the remaining search area, we had a vast area to cover, and we pushed off early the morning and started to cover those areas. Somewhere around, I believe, 1:30 p.m., we came across his cutlass, his boots, and his jersey in a pile, and we said, okay, he should be around. And then at around 4 p.m. that evening, we found him barely alive. He had soiled himself over and over. He couldn't walk. He was extremely dehydrated, and I don't think he would have survived that night. But to answer your question, because we thought we could have gotten him alive. We were prepared to go day in, day out until we found that gentleman. You know where we found him? We found him next to the Point Fortin Highway. So imagine from Faizabad down in Delhi
Wow.
Road down straight to
From
Point
point,
Fortin
wow.
Highway. It was a vast area to search, but
Wow.
yeah, but at the end of the day, we were happy we saved his life. Now, once we know that there's a chance that we can get you alive, we will make the extra effort and go day after day until we find you.
Right. Right. How, Captain Rambharat, how do we deal then, or how do you deal with the need for information, and and perhaps there are tips, there are lines that people can contact the police, but how do they contact you, and to what extent do these tips correlate to the success of your searches?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And it brings into question why these persons would not reach out to the police. And you hit the nail on the head. Information gathering from members of the public is critical to our operation. We want them to call us, and it has assisted us greatly. People would spot a vehicle, they would spot some movement, they would have an idea of what went down, and they would call. And I've communicated with the police. I mean, the thing is, we have various social media platforms. People will leave messages on Messenger, they will leave messages on our TikTok and other social media accounts. And you see this WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a means of communication that is available to almost everybody. And what persons may have a difficulty in is having to get a phone with money on it to call a police station. And then you don't know how long that call will take. It will eat up a $20 phone card now for now. And I think the ease of access is one. The second thing is the trust. People have seen our work, and that's how you reach out to me. You saw our published work, and you reach out to us, and you would have seen the quality of our work, and they trust us, and that trust is important. And so that is why the population will find it easier to reach out to us to pass on um, information. You know what most persons would say? The first thing is, Mr. Rambharat, I would like you to trust this information with confidentiality. And my immediate response would be, we we do not disclose our sources by any means necessary. We'll never disclose our source.
What number? Is there a number that people can call? No,
Yeah,
I
we
have a
have a
number
number.
down
It's
here.
there. 799-1453.
14. Right. 799-14.
So,
Right.
Salandi, you have it. You anytime you need to
I
use
do.
it to publish it. That will assist. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
five
Indeed.
three.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
Salandi, I need to wrap up because I have another commitment to go to. I did
I
make this
understand that.
commitment to you, and that's what I try to do with. I want to say this, Salandi. So,
Yeah.
what you're doing here is a form of media, right?
Yes.
It's the new age media. The media is always the fourth estate in any country. The media forms an important role in how a society functions and how news and information is disseminated. So I want to take leave, but I want to say thanks to you and those others who day in day out, try to mass to get information out, and I appreciate the work you all do, and it is a very important and always needed. It has transformed, and this is modern day postmodern era communication. And I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you for reaching out to me as well, because
Thank
I
you.
understand media, right? I may not, I may not be on, use the technology, but because of my
Yeah.
education, I would understand media, and my academic background, I understand media and the role and function it has in society. So I want to thank
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
very much for having me this morning.
And thank you as well, Captain Rambert, on behalf of the entire team, Prezi, everybody. This is a team here, a team effort, and the idea to contact you all came. Well, the genesis of that idea was really in team discussion, and we would love to have you on sometime in the future, um, to really close it off. Prezi, you wanna do
Um,
us here as a closing of the session? The
Again, I want to
session.
thank Captain Rambharat for being here. Also, I do have to contact you with maybe some affiliate ideas where we could kind of,
I didn't hear you clearly.
yeah, we having some audio issues. What I'm saying is I will contact you, later on with some ideas
Yeah.
for affiliation and to become an
Yeah.
affiliate and stuff like that. All
Yeah.
right. Again, thank you for taking this because you see it was up late last
Right, that's
night and all
great.
that.
Let's keep in touch, and let's take this forward.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks
Thank you
again,
so much.
Captain Abrat.
Have a great one.
Have a good
Yeah,
one.
it's
Thank you,
showing in my
Captain.
eyes.
Have a good day.
Good day. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Much appreciated, everyone. And feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah, we have those numbers. Yeah. So, folks,
You
as we
wanna you
continue
wanna
the
you wanna ask a
discussion,
question before I go?
You wanna see? Great question.
Hmm.
That's a great question. Did he get
I'm
the answer?
happy I stayed on to answer that question, right? There is a situation in St. Lucia where I'm in touch with St. Lucia, and
Mm-hmm.
there is an issue with missing persons. Sometime last year, I wanted to visit to interact with the media and to try to form a team in St. Lucia. I still have that on the agenda for the team as we go forward. Additionally, I
Mm-hmm.
was in Jamaica recently on a short vacation, and I did take the opportunity to, to, to look at what's taking place in Jamaica and discuss it with a few people there. I think such a service is needed in other Caribbean territories. We were dealing with a case in Antigua, Trinidadian went missing there, and his mother remains in touch with us. And
Yeah.
uh, I I see a need for it, but we need assistance. So if you're willing to come on board, just message 799-1453. This is how ideas start by just having a conversation, and then you could try to move it to reality. Moving it to reality will take some work, but once you put in the effort, you will get the result you require.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Love it much.
Okay, guys, it was a pleasure being here today. I enjoyed the interaction. I thought the questions were hit the nail on the head in terms of an interaction with Hunters Search and Rescue Team. I think you all know the team. That's why you asked those questions, and
Yes.
the interaction was needed. And I'm open to further conversation with you as we go along. Have a great
Thank you.
day.
And
You too, sir.
big up
Take care.
from the
Okay,
search
bye
and
bye. Have
rescue
a good
team.
day.
And thanks once again.
All right. Wonderful. So you see,
You're
guys,
welcome. Much appreciated. Bye.
perfect. So we had
Yeah.
that conversation yesterday about struggling with doubts.
Mm-hmm.
When I doubt myself, is stuff like this, is moments like this that kind of put me back on the right track. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was great. It was wonderful. Hmm. Yeah, we've been having this thing
I
for.
was hearing
It seemed like it.
everybody. I was hearing
It seemed like
everybody. I
some
don't know.
hearing and some not hearing. I just went on the other profile. I was hearing everything
Mm-hmm.
perfect, but it
Yeah.
seemed like
I was
some
hearing
hearing and
everybody.
some not hearing. And
But
I can't.
so let
No,
me,
no,
let me also say while we have
let me comment.
the larger audience on, let me invite people to subscribe to the morning show before you log off. So subscribe to the show. We will be on most weekday mornings from 10:30 Caribbean time to 12 o'clock. So there is a bit of discussion to continue with, but with respect to the hour, of course, Captain Rambharat told us he was out this morning. We had to wrap things up kind
Yeah,
of quickly.
and
We couldn't get all the questions in.
for
And of
him to
course,
even
TikTok.
take this, we had a very small window, which is why the promo
Yes.
for it only went out maybe what 2 days ago.
Last night,
Um,
yeah, well,
or
yesterday
maybe
evening. Yeah.
yesterday really. So we
Yeah.
really didn't have much time. We had to take advantage of the opportunity, and I believe it was
Hmm.
good. And we want this is what we want to continue. We want to continue. And these
Yeah.
are the people we want to be adjacent to. So we will be reaching out to Captain Rambharat, and this program will definitely be. We aim to be a affiliate. We aim to help out in any way. And you guys out there, if you can help out, they have we're gonna get the information for the GoFundMe. If you can help out, and you know, it's for a great cause. You
Yeah.
know, and I
I think
believe
Yeah,
As I was saying,
we
yeah,
can't
it's
do anything about that
something I cannot
at
figure it
this
out.
moment.
Richard, check your phone. I feel
Yeah,
it's
Uh,
something to do with
and,
you.
yeah,
I think you need to check your phone. I'm
Mention
hearing
Cook.
everybody loud and clear.
no,
You're,
No,
if
but
you're not
Matthew
hearing,
was
you
saying
could
Matthew
exit
was
Facebook.
saying he
and
wasn't here.
come
Maybe
back
he doesn't.
in.
Yeah, just come
I,
out and come back in.
Also, Prezi,
Chantanel saying she
as
not
we
hearing
have
me
the
either.
wider Ovis audience here,
Uh-huh.
in terms of persons wanting to probably come up, a business, some organization wanting to come up, maybe you should put your contact information out there so that persons will contact you with regards to if they want to be
Okay.
part of the
Yeah.
morning
And
show.
I
if you
agree
wanna
with
be
that.
featured on the morning show in some way, shape, or form, DM any one of us. And we'll take it from there.
Hmm.
Again,
No,
we have this the box thing. When we have interviews like this, especially, um, you have to understand a lot of these questions are pre-planned and they directed. They go in a particular direction. So to have somebody just come up in
Hmm.
the box and ask a random question, we can't really invite anybody into the box at that point. We didn't get to half of the questions
Yeah,
that we had.
correct.
You understand? And it
yeah,
just goes like that because we just had to take advantage of that little space of time that the person
Time.
has to deal with
Hmm.
us, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
I,
But again, this is
So no
these
offense to Matthew.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if
No
you
Matthew
offense
ain't
to
digging no hers.
Matthew.
Nah, Matthew ain't digging no hers for that.
Just
But
saying.
don't when we can bring you guys up in the box, if you have something
Mhm.
pertinent to
Mhm.
contribute, we will. But there gonna be the times, especially when we're dealing with our guests and stuff like that,
Mhm.
we can't really entertain anything from on the outside. Right?
I
Just
don't
bear
know
with
if you
us.
all noticed. I don't know if you all noticed. During the discussion, Assistant Commissioner of Police and ASP or two joined in the listening gallery.
Hmm.
And if you feel that that you want to contribute something to the forum, any of you,
Yeah.
I'm easy to find on social media, or even as Prezi said before, as the team said,
Anybody on
inbox
this
one of
team,
us. We
inbox
would
anybody on
love
the
to
team, and
have your input.
we would love to have you. Yeah, guys, these are the kind of conversations I live for when it comes to this platform. These are the kind, putting that kind of information out there. Um, Love it. I couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, yeah. Good, good,
That's
good.
good.
A lot is happening out there. I was happy to. Somebody mentioned it very early on that the young lady who was missing,
Yeah.
and we put it out on this forum yesterday. She was found safely. We don't have the background information to go with that. But the conversation continues that we are still in Men's Mental Health Month, June 2026. And time and again, in looking at the issues that we could improve our lives and can improve the things about us, the ladies have their time. This is the men's time as well. Men, we need to take a look at ourselves. Issues of conduct, deportment, value system. It came up in another live late last night that I was contacted on. There are so many little things that we can fix about ourselves that we could do better at. So many things that we can do better at. I mean, the place to start is to maybe take a note or two. And this program would be a great place if you could come visit. And we could talk about different things. We have some fun too. It's a safe place for your granny, your mommy. Nobody ain't gonna run here. Right? We just have a little structure to it. Structure. Your mommy will be here. Kiki, what about you? Your mommy?
My mother does be here. So you mean.
Uh-huh.
My
Prezi, what about
mother,
you?
couple family members go pass
My
through,
my
but they go
mother's be
stay.
around. She's here little tidbits here and there. Get to the
Uh-huh.
point now she's giving my ideas of people to interview. Why interview this person?
Serious?
Yeah, why I do this? Why I do
Serious?
this? Yeah, so
That's good.
she went from
That's
not
that's
really
nice. That's nice.
understanding. She went from not understanding like why we do what we do to now putting input. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's good.
I
That's
appreciate that
good.
about Captain Rambharat as well.
She's showing
The
interest.
captain is The captain
Yeah,
is saying he is 62 and he don't know about this thing. He knows more about social media and
and
the value of it and how to use it than many other people out there, you know.
And
well,
the
if somebody
average Joe.
probably go for me here, but mhm. Oh,
That's this.
and not to sound like a fanboy because I'm a fan of Gary Griffith as a police commissioner. I'm a huge fan of Gary Griffith. It wasn't surprising to me that he said that it's Gary Griffith that really kind of pushed this thing forth because Gary Griffith had that kind of foresight and that kind of you know innovative spirit to say, you know what, this kind of unconventional, but it just might work, and that is what
Just my
we need. You know, I, all of a sudden we can't pin comments anymore. Well, what Kwame would be them? Yeah. Well, what Kwame was explaining to us the other day is that usually when it comes to the uniform forces, that would be under firemen. No, the fire service. The fire service actually
rescue.
has a search and rescue division. Yeah, they have a search and rescue division. I actually spoke to
Yeah, no,
somebody
yeah.
about it. I spoke to one of my best friends in Trinidad is a fireman, and he happens to be on one of them search in the search division. And he said, "Yeah, there's." Mhm.
Mm,
I was thinking of me as well.
Yeah, well,
no,
they need to have uniform and armed personnel embedded within them in case that's why I think
yeah,
anyway, in case they encounter anything
yeah,
kind of crazy out there. Because yeah,
yeah.
the question I was asking is, okay, if it taking these guys are professional bushmen and it taking you 3 days to go to an area, right?
Mm,
Remember, whoever that criminal is, you went there with a resistant, struggling, or maybe even unalive human being, and you made it to this place. So what is to be said about the criminal? Because it's like the criminal know the bush better than everybody, you know? So mhm. But you still have to, yeah, but you still have
yeah.
to navigate the terrain. And not only go
Let
there,
me,
but you have to make it out.
may I
So
say
it's something to be
that
said about, these people.
yeah, may I say that rescue and recovery has always been the part of the forte of the fire services. But as in all countries, there must be collaboration between these portions of national security. And quite rightfully, if a situation is potentially hostile, then you're calling the specialists. Look, there will be
Yeah.
some places that hunters know the lay of the land, they know the terrain, as the captain said this morning. But then there are situations where you come across obstacles like trap guns, right? It's a toss up as to who really holds the skill to navigate particular terrains, to know to look out for these things. I'm growing up in a household where the head of the household is a fire officer. I can tell you, is a fire officer, retired at that now. Um, Many a time, services and the rappelling team recovering bodies. Now, um, search and rescue fills a void, and it'll be interesting. Thanks so much, Alonso, for that question. That it may actually be needed in other parts of the Caribbean, maybe even, who knows, in in a couple of years' time, the conversation might be different. We may be talking about the branch in Guyana and Antigua and Jamaica and so forth. But there's something as well that was said yesterday. Prezi said it. It's unfortunate, though, that we come to the point in any of our societies where we need to have a specialist search and recovery team. Why do people do bad things?
You can hear
Yeah,
me?
President, why?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah, me know.
Yeah, why are people continuing to do these bad things that require a search and a rescue or recovery at that? Right. And one more thing that came out of today's discussion, and I had it on my list here. I'm happy you mentioned it. Um, when it comes to animals, wild animals, and I saw the story last night about the owls, the barn owls. Fascinated. I wasn't expecting to see that. Maybe a big snake in somebody's yard, something like that, removing things like that. You would have traditionally or probably still call forestry division, right? I don't know about now.
Yeah. There is a
Yeah,
forestry division, right?
there is a forestry division, correct?
How do they play into
Correct.
this
But you can
now?
also call hunter search and rescue. I learned a lot this morning. I don't know about you all.
Yeah.
Chandrino?
So I have a
I
crazy
think
idea.
this morning was very informative, and I think it was a session that needed to happen with regards because the public is asking a lot of questions with
Questions,
regards to
yes.
hunters search and rescue, and this actually afforded them the opportunity to hear a bit more about what the hunter search and rescue is about and how they can assist. So I think it was really informative and it was really needed.
Yes. Definitely, definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't know. Having mic issues. I change my mic
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah.
I change my mic just to see if the whole thing is on me now. You see they're saying I'm real soft right now. Wait, don't
I don't.
okay.
No,
I have a crazy
Something wrong with all your phone.
I have a
I
crazy
hear
idea.
everybody good.
I have a crazy idea, and the reason I'm sharing this idea with everybody and everybody that's on. I don't know if you all would have remember that I mentioned wanting to pair up with some sort of charity or organization in Trinidad and Tobago, and to kind of, pair up with and do certain activities in that spirit of, donating to them. One of the things me and Ms. Funsize discussed, we trying to come up with a morning show 5K. And not just virtual, but also try to make it something where we could do a meetup and everybody, if we had a meetup by the Queen's Park Savannah and everybody, and make it a event. Um, my crazy idea is to have such an event, and if it was so successful that we could present a vehicle to Hunter Search and Rescue. That would be this is where my heart is, and this what on my mind. Imagine being able to donate a vehicle just out of our efforts here on the morning show, and getting the support of people out there. Imagine being able to donate
RV.
A high, one of them vehicle. I don't know. Vehicles so expensive in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know. But there's just a little pipe dream I have. It may not be a vehicle, but being able to present them a check with something substantial that will help what they do or whatever. You know what I mean? Look, somebody say a ATV, or, something, some kind of thing. That's just that's where my heart and mind is right now. So we yeah, something. So
Yeah.
guys, let's make it happen. When we're gonna put out certain information out there where we're gonna we're gonna do, and it's not just hunter search and rescue. If you know about charity, some thing that we probably should be pairing up with and highlighting and try to raise funds for. That's what we're here for. It's not just the TikTok old talk. Well, I love to see something I've
Correct.
been saying. TikTok people don't really have nothing to give you. TikTok people only they have the world of talking. You understand?
No,
I really don't see anybody going out there and really putting the work in and putting the money where their mouth is. And this is how you do it. I not in this for no money. I not in this for, but it might have a name on the thing there, but like since he says a team effort. And
Mm-hmm.
this is how you kind of set yourself apart from everybody else. Everybody has a set of talk. If people be on this thing for hours, we were saying it yesterday, it could be on here for hours, but are you going out there? People calling themselves activists. Go out there and help somebody. I trying to find out if they have a soup kitchen in Trinidad. You understand? Go and volunteer somewhere. Do something. How great would it be if the morning show team, couple members from the morning show team, could go out with hunters, search and rescue in your boots, at your cutlass, and just see what it's like. You're probably not going to retrieve a body or anything grim like that, but just going out there on a little training exercise and something you never did before. Look, someone the ideas coming in here. Look, somebody said life jackets. Look, I didn't think about the ATV, and like Captain Rambharat said, it starts with our conversation. So look, ATV, life jacket. I should be writing this stuff down. You understand?
Me like the bush too much.
Yeah, flashlights. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Correct.
that's just me thinking on a grand scale, being able to present them with a Ford Ranger. Of course, maybe $1 million in Trinidad by now. You understand?
Many
I
guys
just
over said it.
only the raincoats. You understand? Just
And but
I
when we
just
say
saying, but if we had that, if we have the backing of the people, not just the people here. I mean, it starts with the people here, and once the people here support us, other people will take notice. Like you said, look, Captain Rambharat came in, whoever from the TTPS came in. You understand? It's like a magnet. We drawing people in, and
yeah.
more people want to help us. You
No,
understand?
no,
We could be that change. I'm talking kind of preachy and kind of, but I'm just saying we could be
No.
that difference.
as
You
a
understand?
but
No.
as a word of caution, before anybody go and try to buy thing and this and that,
Like ropes,
I just speaking
pulleys.
out loud.
All
Mm-hmm.
Coordination is important. Finding out from the principal body what do you need is the question, and to continue the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's similar to when you see homeless people on the street, right? You might tell yourself they need food, but
But
they
that's
have a
not what they.
pretty good idea what van coming by the square, what time, and you may be and I know I hear an echo, but that's part of it. It
Yes,
go
sir.
to the
Big up
bodies
yourself,
that
Neil.
already right, the bodies that are already involved in treating with a particular matter. It could be a ministry, it could be an NGO, what have you. Find out who is responsible for that and ask them, hey, what do you need? You don't just show up by St. Mary's home with a bag
Yeah.
load of clothes. They may
And tell
have that.
yourself what
That's
that.
not what
Yeah,
they
you
need.
gotta ask them what their needs are.
Right.
No, but
Ask
and
them.
that's why I told Captain Rambharat we're gonna have a conversation later, and just to find out how we could help, how we could be involved.
That's good.
As a platform, how can we be involved? If it's posting the GoFundMe every day or whatever, something, guys. It's just trying to encourage you guys just to be a little more than the just come here and quarrel about UNC and PNM every day. And go out there and do something. Go out there and be part of the change. It might seem small,
I
but
feel
go out there and just
attacked.
be part of the change. You know what I mean? Instead of just sitting there, yeah, be involved. Just I set our old talk. I
I feel a
set our
little
old
attacked.
talk. I wish I could get back my old. I was part of the old talk crew. You know how much old talk I old talk on TikTok and other
What?
places. You
You
understand?
want back some of the old talk?
I wish I could get back some of that old talk. You understand? So, guys, go out there and right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see,
My,
we need lots of stuff, but we try our best to do. Yes,
yeah.
big up Hulk.
Oh,
You understand?
I believe. I wonder if Hulk is part of
I
the
believe so.
situation.
I believe I heard them
I
call
believe so.
his name
And I see
Hulk and
somebody.
Tringham.
What? Burr? Chewing gum.
Yeah,
I saw
they
somebody
call
put.
somebody Tringham. Yeah, so big up yourself, Hulk. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah,
If you have anything that you want to put out there, come true. Let us know. If we could
yeah.
something we could highlight. Let we know.
You
We
know,
want to be a
what?
part of it. You understand? Yes, Hulk is the central team leader. Big up Hulk. You see, look, Hulk is the central team leader. Will you
Right,
make sure you
right,
follow Hulk?
right.
You understand? That's what we talking
Okay,
about.
thank you, Neil. One of the, I had questions. I had a list of questions here. I'm gonna
Listen,
tell you, I stopped last
Fun
night.
Size alone had about how much questions you had, Fun Size?
Some of our questions over there.
I had four
Um,
questions. I had four
and I
questions, and
said,
I know I would have had to put it at various points of the interview.
yeah,
I got
yeah,
off maybe what 2 or 3.
yeah,
Right. So,
right.
like I said, I feel like I have a slogan in this. It's like what is honesty over old talk or something over old talk. It have a slogan coming out of this.
You getting closer to the beat I said earlier. What you mean?
Yeah,
Coming
let me
closer
kill the
to
old
the
talk and let we just do something. The old talk good, don't get me wrong, good to come out here and fellowship with each other and talk and get kicks and whatever, but it
I want
can't
to say
be just
something
old talk
else.
all the time.
I want to say something else.
You know
I
what?
want to say something
You
else.
know what? All right, the slogan exists already. Performance is better than old talk. You know? It had
What?
a ring to it. I know it had a ring to it.
What's some of the questions, you guys had everything you can set to ask? Maybe we could have like a group discussion.
Yeah, and look at Hulk and them. Look at Hulk and Neil here. They might be able to answer some of your questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
But if they want to come up, they have the time.
well,
Or they could answer it in the questions if they can't.
but yeah, but if you realize what's going on, it's a team led. So I don't want to break the hierarchy.
Oh, yeah. The
And
chain
go
of
down a
command. That is
road,
the chain of
right?
command.
I
That is
don't want
true.
to do that.
Yeah.
Although in
That
their
is,
own capacity, they would be able to say certain things.
they might be able to answer certain questions, but
I have
yeah.
tremendous respect for the leadership structure, and yeah,
Yeah, let's make among ourselves. Like some of the questions.
Oh,
yeah,
oh. Yeah.
okay. But oh yeah, I mean,
What if this case ever went on? But I'm sure some of these things, I can just imagine being in a forest and come across a body and it's born and the competition.
Yeah, the smells and the smells and the flies and the this.
Right.
no,
Yeah.
no. One of my
Oh,
greatest
don't mention snakes, please.
one of my greatest
A
takeaways from
sneak out
the
there. That's what
discussion
out there.
today. One of my greatest takeaways was understanding the individual to be a retired principal,
Mhm.
but deeper than that, that when case involve a child,
Hmm.
he would drop everything. He would, and I'm sure he would drop things to take up cases, regardless of whether adult or a child. But when he displayed a particular level of sensitivity to matters involving children, both in terms
Children.
of response and recovery. But he don't want to deal with, having to see the body and so forth. I
Yeah,
find that
that was
extraordinary,
interesting. I found that very
and
interesting.
yeah, that's a very human, that's a very human thing coming out from him. This
Yeah, because I always tell myself, these people are real belly boy. Like, wow, I can't watch that, you know?
Yeah, another question I had in my mind was, you know, the terrain let's talk about Trinidad. I mean, you got a northern range, you got a central range. Which range or which part of the country like the toughest to work in?
Toughest. Mm.
Yeah, the friend, find the heat.
Well, I will always say north. I will
I
always say,
feel in north. I
having
feel in
been
north. Them hills in the north are different.
having been in the bush a little bit, not much, but a little bit. North.
Yes, I feel north
Because
too.
I've dealt with south
The
and east,
hills.
but south to me is more mud,
Well, you went hiking
mud,
now.
Yeah.
and hunting down
Yes.
guaya, that red mud. For me, back in my time, it was
Mm-hmm.
it's the perfect place to break your tail,
Boy.
right? And the northern range is hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And real hills
yeah, a
and
lot of
bush.
uphill. Yeah, a lot of uphill. I got attacked by mosquitoes. Was it me? Old man Reeps. Old man Reeps. He walked a couple of feet away and he found a bush with some peppermint. And she like rub his skin with that. And that's what saved me from the mosquitoes. And I see crapo the size of your foot. it's
What?
it's really interesting. I don't care to go back in the bush like that again. Even if it's a hike. My, I
Well,
days
no, but I
that
say we could do a hike, but I think I
I
afraid. Really bush.
yeah.
So, so let me ask a question. What
Oh,
let's
let
say
me just
morning
stream
show
out.
hike?
Yeah. But
That's
not
still
that
you're not
it
going in the
need
bush.
Morning show hike?
all it needs to pick all it trail properly, please. If
They
I
say
see
the
a
north is
monkey,
tough and
a snake,
risky.
I'm gone.
Wow. But that's what I'm saying, right?
I'm
So
gone.
you see my question, right? If the north, if that like the north, because I say, Neil say, Hulk said the
Yeah.
north is tough, and Neil said
Yep,
risky, right?
it is.
How are these, lack of a better word, bandits or whatever they are? How are these people going? You understand?
But the thing is, the same areas that they frequent,
Them are
You
very lucky.
crazy
they
boy.
they
That's
give Heights of a Repo a bad name. But remember, Heights of a Repo is the same place where I showed you all
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Canper.
But
I go up
no,
to
well,
the
a repo
resort.
gonna be different because a repo is like a precipice, you know. And
Um, but the access road is like driving up Cora. I don't know when last I drive up Cora, Lopino, a Repo. There
right,
is, because there are villages higher up, there is some semblance of access road. It may be narrow in some points, it might be rough in some
you
points,
know. But
yes,
if you throw something
over.
over that thing,
Yeah.
now to have to go down there is going to be the, you understand, the
Mm-hmm.
access very easy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look,
Yeah.
Neil says sometimes we supported by the protective agencies. So because
Right.
you can't just go out there, you know, unarmed with a cutlass and that I could fathom.
You're not a good hiker. Pyramid. Pyramid hiker.
Fireman.
Hmm.
What?
Alonzo,
I
forget that.
starting to get morning show hike. Let me write that down.
Alonso, come down from
Why
there.
say that
Alonso, come
for?
down from there.
Let me
Come down
write
from
that
there.
Why
down.
say that for? Or look at tell me why say that for? Why say hike for?
No.
Oh.
You're coming on hike. It don't have to be nothing crazy. It don't have to be nothing crazy. It has to be something that everybody could, you know, all everybody could navigate.
I am just letting all in know. Anytime I walk in and I see anything funny in the bush, I am done. Okay, now I know one thing. All I
Let me give you a
cannot say
story.
I did not see it. Okay.
Let me give you a story.
I have a dread phobia for snakes, you know. Okay, it is
I
not a
want to give
joke
you a
phobia.
story. I remember I went to
A
school in
dread
Mocha,
phobia.
right? And
Uh-huh.
there was a time when you could have purchased second-hand books for the next form, right? So my parents gave me some money and said, listen, see what books you could get before September. And I bought my books, put them in my locker, come back in my locker in the evening, realize somebody breaking my locker, some of my books missing.
Mm.
So them fathers say, so, how your books? You live in an apartment. I say, I'm going for it. Reach down in the village, college village, they Marva by the health center and police station, and I start talking. Going up apartment in detail. I ain't talking the name right now. When I start to walk so and I start to blow, I said, boy, you could keep them books, yes? I get back my books eventually. But that apartment, whether you take the North Coast Road or you take from the village going up, pressure. You can't walk that.
You can't walk up there.
Yes. Are you talking about
So,
the
all right,
Apartment
hiking?
Alonzo,
hiking, hiking
Alonzo,
up there.
you seem to know about hiking and thing, and Melanin says she love hiking too. What is a normal hike that people is do? Something normal that anybody could do.
Maracas Waterfall.
Well, for the nearly, but I was a cadet, so that was the training
Oh,
ground.
right.
I know how brutal farming is, but it's a nice community, man, nice village. But anyway, outside of that, do you
Maracas
have hiking where in
waterfall.
Trinidad?
Yeah, I just see
Maracas
people going on
waterfall is
hikes all the time.
nice.
Prezi, you're wicked out. You
Right?
asking a man who living
Maracas.
over there. Nah, man.
No, he
And you
seemed
Right?
to
asking?
he seemed. I don't know if he into hiking when he go home. If he does hike, I don't know.
Hiking, but I have hiked in Trinidad in years. But there's a lot of different hiking trails in Trinidad.
Maracas
Hiking
waterfall is very nice.
Oh Lord.
Mm, you know what? I'm not sure.
Right, like that. Cafe pool.
And I let me go hiking. I let me go.
Yeah,
I let me go hiking. Mm, crab. That's me.
that's
Um,
Angie. That ain't nothing, man.
remember, Miss Fun Size, you finished?
I
I don't want
I
to
used to
cut you
mind
off.
snake. I really like snakes.
I don't want
Pick
to
up
cut
your
you off.
Nikita.
I acknowledge though that there is a delay for some of us. Maybe a
Is
second.
a delay
Yeah.
that causing.
Places like where Fun Size mentioned it, like up Tree Pool, um, they have different levels of hike. If you're talking easy, it would be like Maracas Waterfall, relatively easy.
No,
Yeah,
sir. No,
There was
sir. You know
Maracas
that was not that easy.
Waterfall,
No, sir. I
relatively
am not.
easy.
You had to
Whew.
be
I
crazy.
okay.
So,
So let me also say that there are some that might be less complicated. Might take you just 15 minutes going up.
sorry.
Marion River, right? Marion River presents a couple of pools lower down. But you're real when you're doing these things. There's two things you have to pay attention to: who is your guide,
Yeah.
and the professionalism and how well they know the terrain, and they have a couple of successful tours, not just a couple, but that they
Um,
organize.
they say
And
rain, no
this,
hikes, please. Oh,
right,
because it's
and the
raining, right?
second
And
one
that
is just
terrain.
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Exactly, Neil. And Neil knows it better than me. The second thing is the time of the year, right?
yeah.
Because flash flooding is a thing that is separate people from the rest of the group, but also wash people away. And he has read the story. That's a great way to start the news. If you want to be on the
And that's when
news,
all the insects just come out.
go and do that. And I acknowledge that there are people throwing hikes and doing different things because they're trying to raise money and it's a little business for them. But with everything, you have to be responsible. Get an expert guide. Even the experts does have life jackets. Up by the same spring bridge, yeah, where Francois is talking there. Another thing that has kind of bother people is you park up to go on your hike and then people distress your vehicle. Right?
Oh,
So
really?
coordination,
So
yeah,
thing,
people
yeah.
right. So coordination and going to people who know what they're doing and thing and you have to do your due diligence.
Right. So it's not just so.
No, not Vikiva. Yeah. Hey, look at the time.
Plus, if we look at the time. Plus, if Kiki see a little frog, she go wanna run.
No, I'm telling no, I'm telling you. It have things I'm scared of.
Uh, Well, there's somebody that supposed to be coming on the show pretty soon, and I'm hoping that they have some like animals and things to show us.
Today?
I know they have a lot of videos and things. They be in the bush and stuff a lot. So I hope they personally have some animals at that time to show us. That will be interesting. But now some Kiki ain't going in the bush.
I don't know when I will overcome my fear of snakes,
Probably
frogs,
never.
and them things. I don't know when. I don't know.
Why
I
would
don't
you
think I
want to
will
overcome
ever.
that? Why would you want to overcome that? It is what it is.
Just, I mean, anyway,
Yeah, I ain't not going to change either.
that's
Same
crazy.
me.
That's crazy. I don't like
Snakes.
them. I need to hold one. Hold, Richard, Richard, it's Richard, right? Richard, what I need to hold, sir?
Hmm.
Please, please, never in this life. You can pay me what? I will never do it.
You wouldn't
You
gas.
can never
You know
say
the big
never, eh,
yellow
but I'm
snake
not
that is
doing it.
paw around. The big yellow snake
No,
that's paw around your neck.
sir.
You wouldn't do
No,
that.
nope, nope, nope,
You need to
nope,
face your fear.
nope, 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 nope.
A beautiful red boy.
You want my soul? You want my soul leave my body? You want my soul leave my body? Bring that near me.
You had to get over the fear, Kiki.
Nope, nope.
Yeah, we might have to go by the zoo. Might have to go by
Hey,
Emperor Valley Zoo
and first they
and
dread,
see
eh?
some animals.
And first they dread, eh? Nah, 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 nah. Nope. I, I will go in the zoo, but I'm not going in this section with the snakes.
Oh God.
Nah, you mad? I ain't doing that.
Oh
It's that
boy,
bad.
guys, it's about that time.
This was a great show. This was a great show, I must say. Very informative. Very informative.
But we gonna do
You know, we should do that.
We'll do something soon, man.
Face our fears.
Fear factor. Fear factor.
No, no. You know, we could do it. We could go zip lining. And that I'm
Here
not
what
doing.
you
I'll
want
just
to
go and
do
tell
now?
you.
Here what you want to do now? Repelling. Yeah.
Repelling. I want to do that.
I want to zip line bad,
The
but I've
flying
prayed
tree.
hard. Prayed
The
hard.
flying tree is the thing that
all they
you
don't want to
just
do
be
base
up in the
jumping.
air and
While you're
thing.
at it,
What
just do
about
base
that
jumping.
I
What
want
is
to do
that?
bungee jumping and I want to do
What is that?
skydiving. I'm saying yes to all the.
Nakita, you're on your own, madam. Nakita, you're on your own, madam.
Yeah, we had to do some
Nakita, you're on your own,
activities.
madam.
We'll get some activities. All right, we have a meeting after this because personally I'll be in Trinidad soon, so we had to do something. Something had to be done. All right. Right. So positive vibes of the day. Who wanna go first? Nikita does usually go first, and I know Nikita. Nikita. Where Nikita? Thank you. Thank you, Nikita, for putting on your background, cause Fun Size bad me
Be
up for background, and I
careful.
can't tell you last time I see she put on she background, but that's another story.
Last week, she
Last
said.
week.
Last week,
I
you know.
can't
Wow.
remember seeing she
Today's
but
today, you know,
she
but she talk about
yes,
last week.
today. The week
You
almost
Eh?
understand?
done.
Trini Gale said, "Be
Most of it
careful
done, I
of
think.
your source. What's
What's
feeding your
feeding your
mind?
mind?
Yeah, be careful. That what we tell
Hmm.
you. That's what we tell you. Old talk. Be careful of the old talk, you know. Right?
Right. So my good vibes of the day today. I don't really have one, so I'll just say something that I always say. Um, I don't know what to say now. Let me come back to me now. I'm unprepared today. I'm unprepared today. I apologize. And then my
You
mind run
will.
a blank.
She's always stay quiet. She's always stay quiet.
I'll say mine. So today is a good day to believe in yourself a little more than you did yesterday.
Oh. That's from you, or you know what? You know what? You are blessed. Melanin says you are blessed no matter the circumstance. Walk in your blessings. Absolutely. Walk in your blessings. You understand? Your blessing is a
Right,
car
short and
driving
sweet
your
and everything. Give
blessings.
thanks. In the good times, in the bad times.
And always be, not just give thanks, but always be grateful too.
Yes. Even when the bad
AK with
things
the
happen,
AK.
it's gonna work out for your good.
Right? AK with the AK.
Go where you are celebrated, not tolerated.
Hmm. Alonzo.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to what I meant from the conference that we had earlier with Captain. No idea is a dumb idea. Never set yourself short. Never know that idea or concept you have to save somebody's life. I mean, that might be a stretch, but that came to mind.
Love that. Love that. I miss nobody, right? I like this
Malanan
one.
said an attitude of gratitude goes a long way.
A long way. Oh, it says teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, guys. And I want to big up the team today. You see the morning show team. I want to big all up today. Today was wonderful, and not just today. You know, again we're approaching
The whole
6
week, I
months.
guess.
We are approaching 6 months. We are approaching 90 episodes. It's not an easy thing, you know. People think it easy. It look glamorous, but 90 episodes, guys. I just want to give you a little clap. And you know, the people in the comments, the people that continually support us, you know, big up all yourself too. Mine will be you get judged either way, so you might as well pick the fun option. You understand? They will talk about it anyway, you know, but you might as well have fun with it, you know. Right? Yep. Performance over old talk. And yes, Neil, big up. Hear ye. The Honorable Sensi presiding.
Honorable, sometimes, you know, when people cut me off.
Honorable.
If the vibe's good, the work easy.
Mm.
Right? If the vibes good,
That's
the
true.
work easy.
The work
Yes,
is easy.
Restaurant
yes,
should be vibes good.
yes. I
Well,
like
I
that.
just wanna big up Neil, big up Hulk, our new, new around these parts. Welcome. Well, you're always welcome here. And anybody else who here for the first time, well, you're welcome. I wish I could do it like Sunday school where you say, everybody say your name and who invited you. I wish I could do it like that, but we don't have time. But this was great. What today's Thursday? Tomorrow's Friday.
This is
Um,
Evans here.
I'm supposed to have a surprise guest. I find my surprise guest ain't showing up. I was expecting them yesterday, knowing that it's Friday, they might show up. Yeah, guys, pay attention tomorrow. We might have a surprise guest tomorrow. If they decide to show their presence, I'll show them in the comments. But anyway, this was wonderful as always. This has been another edition of the best morning show for the last 6 months anywhere. All right, we gone. Love you guys.
Bye, guys.
What's our challenge for today?
Oh, no challenge. We always forget the challenge.
What's our challenge for today?
Boy, I saw a dance.
How about our challenge I can do?
I saw that. Wait,
Pressing
wait.
no. Pressing no.
Wait,
No.
I have a
Everybody can do
challenge.
that
Big
Our
dance.
eye
challenge
Come on.
today,
elbow.
eat
Big
something
eye
nice today.
elbow. Give me elbow. His shoulder go can't make for that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Forget that. Forget that. Forget that. His
Wait,
shoulder go
Nikita, where you
can't.
say
Don't
eat
do
what
that.
today?
Eat
What we eating
something
today?
nice today. I am
All right.
having quinoa with some salmon
Show
and
us the
some
dance now
black
before I go.
beans. Yeah, yeah. Just now,
All right.
let me do the dance.
The,
All right. All
I
right.
can see that she what we do. You wicked. You're wicked.
No, 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 no. All right. All right. We go do the dance. But guys, the mission for today is eat something nice. Spoil yourself today. Eat something nice. All right. Wait, Nikita, what's she doing? What's she doing it? Wait, 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 wait,
Look,
wait,
look,
wait,
look,
wait,
look,
wait,
look,
wait.
look,
She
look.
doing the dance.
Look,
Hey,
look, look, look.
get up, get up, get up.
Look, 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 look. Invite
Hey,
enough Nikita.
hey, get up.
Well, I have to tell you
Look,
this
look, look.
That's what we talking about. Performance. Performance over
Oh,
all
you
talk. You
got
see
the
that?
crazy, the
You see
booger, the
that?
crazy.
Hey,
and
I'm
eat
gonna do
something.
my dance today. I'm gonna do my dance. And matter of fact, I'm gonna recruit people from the
We
public
want
to
to see
dance
a
with me.
video of it,
I'm going to
please.
do my dance today. Just you
We want
inspired
I
to
would
me,
see
love to
Nikita.
see
I'm
that.
going to do my dance today.
I would
Guys,
love to see that.
guys, do a silly dance. Do a
Madness.
silly dance and send the video to me, and we'll post it tomorrow.
All
Now
right.
we're calling. We
I'll do
could do
one
I
of
that.
it.
mission. Eat something nice today and do a silly dance today in public. All right.
Okay,
So
then.
love you guys. We got Nikita. Get him.
Public.
Yeah. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.